What are you doing? Oh, you're having a hard time farming, are you? Well, luckily Chapman's here to save your day. Hopefully, I don't know. But in this video, welcome back. We are going to be going over how to basically farm every single mob that you can see here in Minecraft. I mean, a lot of people will have you thinking that it's like a lot of rocket science, but believe it or not, it's actually incredibly easy. A lot of farming in Minecraft just relies on understanding what the mob is either attracted to or afraid of. I mean, for villagers, they're afraid of zombies or pillagers, and that is going to summon iron golems. And believe it or not, oh my god, I'm flying. And believe it or not, a lot of the farms are going to be built the exact same way. It just depends on how wide or how fat the mob is. I mean, these boys over here, they're a little chunky, so they need a little bit extra room in order to spawn. But every farm is basically built the exact same way. I mean, you can see it here. Trapdoors with the item behind. Trapdoors with the item behind. Trapdoors with the item behind. Or it's trapdoors just to use them to go down a little pit here. And I mean, you can see with this one, I mean, I'm using command blocks to summon all of these things in. But if we had a light level of absolutely nothing in here, we would be spawning all of these mobs and we'd be farming zombies, skeletons, and creepers with one simple eye drop setup. So you can see here, we have a list of all of the mobs that, I mean, everybody farms these things. This will get you some food. These guys will get you food, ender pearls and XP, gold and XP, tridents, gunpowder, bone, wither skulls, and then obviously your general mob. And then the only other thing that you got to pay attention to after that is whatever biome the actual mob spawns in order to try to isolate it and make it farmable. Now, there are some mobs in Minecraft that really aren't attracted to anything, but luckily, they can be pushed around with lava or water. So those mobs we really don't even have to pay attention to, but it is incredibly easy. Now, first up on the list, we're going to be doing mobs that are attracted to items, so that is going to include drowned, zombies, enderman, slime, get out of here, wither skeletons, and believe it or not, even if you wanted to, cats and pillagers. So you can attract pillagers from Pillager Outpost Farms. Get out of here, mister. He was about to murder that man. And now, believe it or not, all of these farms are going to be designed the exact same way. It doesn't matter whether you use a platform on the ground or up in the air and isolated so that way mobs can spawn better. The core of the farms are going to be designed the exact same way, regardless of what you're farming, okay? So for mobs that are attracted to an item, all we need to do is we just need to build a platform. I mean, if we're farming endermen, we're obviously going to be in the end. If we're farming zombified piglins over here, we're obviously going to be in the nether using magma blocks. But regardless of what dimension we're in or the size of the platform, the core of these farms are going to all be the exact same. What we want is we want a centralized location where we want all of our mobs to fall down. And then in that centralized location, we're going to place 3 trapdoors, all of them in the hole going up like that. And then we're going to take the item that the mob is attracted to. It doesn't matter if it is the endermite, or if it is a turtle egg, or if it is a villager, or maybe even an iron golem. Behind that trapdoor, all we're going to do is place the item, and then we are going to protect the item so that nobody can get it. And now, in order to get this to work properly, we want the item that the mob is attracted to be closest to this little pit right here, so that way they walk around. Oh, don't stop there. Fall down, and then you're done with it. Now from here, all you need to do is you just need to decide whether you want your little pit or your little chamber or your chute to be a one-hit kill drop for you to farm them and kill them, like what you see in the Enderman farms and the gold farms, or if you just want everybody to fall straight down to their death and then just come back and collect it afterwards. It's actually that simple. So there's the same setup for the zombified piglins. We have our 3 trapdoors, 1 in the hole, 1 to stop the short guys from getting it, and then the tall one to keep the tall guys from getting it. Everybody thinks they can get to the egg, they fall down the hole to their death, and we have free gold. This setup here, as you can see, is easily stackable, so you can just repeat this design over and over again. And believe it or not, I mean, look, it works with an iron golem too as well. The only thing we had to do for the iron golem is we just have to bulk up the area around the iron golem, so that way the wither skeletons think that the shortest path to get to them is right here. Now, the only issue that you may have with a single wide platform or a single wide drop like this is when you get to the wither skeleton farms and you get to the enderman farms, sometimes so many mobs spawn that they bulk up a little bit, and then you're just like, oh no, what am I gonna do here? None of them are falling down. All you have to do is literally repeat the same design. Get out of the way. And you can do that either 2 blocks wide, so you can see 1, 2, 3. Which actually leaves your farms a little, not symmetrical anymore. Or you can just do them 3 blocks wide, which leaves everything symmetrical, and believe it or not, you run into like no issues whatsoever. Everybody just falls. Eventually. You can even get away with making a 3 wide pit and only having 1 trapdoor row in the center, and the whole thing will still work. But that is literally how easy it is. 3 trapdoors, a hole, and then just protect the item that the mobs are attracted to. So you can see, if I put the egg there, this little piggy's gonna come. I don't know why I sung that. And then he is ours. The only time that this gets a little bit difficult is when it comes to drown, because drown are underwater. So instead of dropping them down a hole, you can see right where that hole would be to go down, we actually have soul sand taking all of those guys up into the little chamber here. All right, come on, quit dancing around. Where we can farm them above or just collect them above if we would like to. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is that the turtle eggs, they need a dual air block above them. So all of these mobs need to be able to think that they can walk in and step on top of this egg. You can see the second that we put something above that turtle egg there, these mobs will no longer walk towards it. I mean, look at him, he's gone. But if we remove that, they go back to being attracted to the egg again. Now, one issue that you might run into when you're doing this setup when it comes to things like Enderman and trying to put the iron golem behind them is that those guys have such long reach that they're actually running a potential risk of being this close to the trapdoors. So that is why for the Enderman farms, you want to make sure you put the Endermite up a little bit higher and give him just a little bit of protection around himself. Just so that way these guys with their long reach can't smack that guy. Similar to the iron golems and the wither skeleton farms. But that is essentially how you build a mob farm for any single mob that is attracted to an item. Whether it be a villager, a turtle egg, an endermite, whatever it is. You make a 1 wide, a 2 wide, or a 3 wide pit. You put 3 trapdoors in that pit. You place the item behind the trapdoors, and then you just protect it. You want to make sure that the shortest path to the item that you are protecting is through these trapdoors right here. And then once you do that, all you have to do is just make sure that your farm, if you've got too many mobs coming in, make it 3 wide, or if you are good the way it is, make it 1 wide. If you look at all of my farms in Minecraft, all of them are done pretty much this exact same way. With the only difference between any of the farms is whether or not I collect the items with my hands, or I just let everybody just fall to their death and I farm them. That's the only difference. But now, understanding that and knowing that, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the mobs that are afraid of items. So that is going to include all the mobs that are afraid of wolves, cats. I don't know why my fungus is gone, but those guys right there, they hate fungus. For mobs that are afraid of items, all you want to do is just build yourself some sort of platform. Now, when it comes to creepers and skeletons and zombies, those platforms you want to build based off of what their scare radius is, which is 7 blocks, I believe, from the actual mob itself. And all of this information can be found on the Minecraft wikis, by the way. And once you have determined what that platform size is going to be, all you need to do is in the back center of that platform, we're just going to put down the item that the mob is afraid of. So that can be warped fungus for these guys over in the nether. That can be cats for creepers and wolves for skeletons. And then on the opposite side of whatever mob that they are afraid of, whatever the spawning distance is, whatever the scare distance is, all we need to do is do the opposite of what we did there. Dig ourselves down a hole. And then in that hole, we need to just place our 3 trapdoors stacked on top of each other. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 wide, 2 wide, or 3 wide, but that is how simple it is right there. Now, if we do the thing where we put all the trapdoors in, make it so that it's pitch black in here so that way creepers can spawn, you can see, creepers are going to think that they can jump out there. And they're just going to fall down straight into our collection pit. You can see, even if we make this 1 wide and we throw a couple of creepers in here, they are eventually just going to make their way through the trapdoors. And we are going to collect them and we are going to farm them. This same setup here with a wolf works with wither skeletons and regular skeletons too as well. I mean, they're just gone. And because the design setup is so simple, you can literally put them back to back like this. And that is how easy it is to farm all of these mobs. Now, when it comes to the bigger mobs like these guys, I mean, these guys need 2 blocks in order to fall down. I mean, you kind of have to change up the design setup anyways. But if you were wondering, that is how simple it is right there. You just need to put your trapdoors in that configuration. But that is how easy all of it is. 3 trapdoors, a little pit for all of your mobs in order to fall down and collect, or just whatever you want to do down at the bottom. And I mean, that's it. Even when it comes to things like slime farms, you can see this farm setup will still work. You just have to ensure that the shortest path, or that the slime think that the shortest path to the iron golem is through these trapdoors. But even with that simple setup right there, you can see, even with just finding ourselves a slime chunk, we can throw down 6 trapdoors, and already we are farming slime. And now, like I said, the only difference between all of the farms is really going to be the collection system that you use for all of these. And then after that, you need to just decide whether or not you want to turn the farm into a portal farm, if you even can, or if you're going to stack your farm and make it as high as you possibly can. And that is pretty much it. Now, I have tutorials for all of these farms pretty much individually. When it comes to things like witches and blaze, which blaze, they actually come from a spawner. I mean, these farms are simple. All you have to do is create a box around the farm and then, yeah, use water or lava in order to push those mobs so that way you can collect them. And then when it comes to things like iron farms, I have already broken iron farms down into their simplest and most compact form. I mean, there we have 4 iron farms working off of 1 pillager. And I mean, if you don't want the pillager or you can't get the pillager, you can even run this farm right here with 2 zombies. But that is basically it right there. That is how you farm pretty much any general mob in Minecraft. All you have to do is go to the Minecraft wiki. You have to find out what the mob is either attracted to or scared of. Set yourself up to 3 trapdoors, put your mob or the item behind those trapdoors, and then literally just like that, you are farming. Again, the farms are stackable. You just have to pay attention to whatever the specifics are of the mobs. So just type in the mob, type in the Minecraft wiki, go do a little bit of reading, build your own custom farms, build your own custom designs. I mean, you could even do this farm with like a heart shape. It really doesn't even matter. If you build enough platforms, you get enough mobs, you get enough items. But that is pretty much it. Hopefully that wasn't too difficult to understand. I mean, farming mobs in Minecraft is incredibly easy. A lot of people make it seem like rocket science. I mean, we're not sending Chap to the moon here, all right? We're just farming general mobs. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you. I'll see you guys on the next one. And, I don't know, have a great day. Bye.